All right, we'll call the order.
McBreen. Here. Baxter.
Here.
Harper. Here. Bassett.
Here.
Mackey. Absent.
Okay, moving on to approval of the agenda as presented. I entertain a motion.
I make a motion, we approve it.
Second.
Is there any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Or nay. Ayes have it.
That laptop is good.
The laptop is on.
He's charged.
All right, we'll now open the floor up to the public hearing. It's about the ordinance amending the code of ordinances of the city of Cambridge, Iowa by amending provisions pertaining to permit fees. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. We'll close the floor. Make a motion to close it. Is
I make a motion, we close it.
Second.
there any discussion? All in favor, say aye. All opposed, nay. Ayes have it. So moving on to A. Approve first reading of ordinance number 23-C to amend the code of ordinances to the city of Cambridge, Iowa with provisions pertaining to permit fees.
Make a motion, we approve it.
Second.
Is there any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay.
Roll call.
Oh, sorry, roll call.
McBreen. Yes. Baxter.
Yes.
Harper.
Yeah.
Bassett.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, moving on to 4B. Waive the second and third readings of ordinance number 23-C, amending the code of ordinance of the city of Cambridge, Iowa with provisions pertaining to permit fees.
Move to approve the waiving of the second and third readings of ordinance 23C.
Second. Roll call, McBreen. Yes. Baxter.
Yes.
Harper.
Yes.
Bassett.
Yes.
Mackey. Absent.
Moving on to 4-C, motion to approve resolution number 23-21 to approve the administrative fees for all permits.
I'll move to approve resolution number 23-21.
Second.
Roll call, McBreen. Yes. Baxter.
Yes.
Harper.
Yes.
Bassett.
Yes.
Mackey. Absent.
All right, we'll now open the floor up to public comments. Anybody have anything want to share? Nothing? Well, close public comments. Moving on to the consent agenda. Entertain a motion.
I make a motion, we approve it.
Second.
Taylor. Or any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Is this one a roll call?
Is it?
I believe so.
Yep,
Roll
yep.
call.
It is.
Yeah, believe consent agenda is roll call.
Thank you.
Thank you. McBreen. Yes. Baxter.
Yes.
Harper.
Yes.
Bassett,
Yes.
Mackey is absent. Thank you. Mhm.
Moving on to number 7, business items. A, approve third reading of ordinance number 23-A, ordinance amending the code of ordinance of the city of Cambridge, Iowa by adding a new section to the animal protection and control chapter to allow domestic chickens. Motion first.
Motion to approve third reading of ordinance 23A. Second.
McBreen? No. Baxter,
Yes.
Harper,
No.
Bassett,
Yes.
Mackey is absent, so we have a tie vote.
And I believe in this case, I can break a tie,
Yep, the mayor brings the tie for.
and I vote yes. So ordinance passes.
I'll move to approve the third reading of ordinance number 23B.
Second.
Is there any discussion? No?
Okay, so McBreen? Yes. Baxter,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Bassett,
Yes.
and Mackey is gone.
Okay. Moving on, discussion items, Iowa Regional Utilities Association. Service to youth, and shelter services.
I included that with all you guys' packets, the drawings that Iowa Rural Water Association. Is going to provide the water service to the youth and shelter service, that's out on. What street is that?
580th.
580th, and they would like to go through a portion of the city limits. So the copy that has the red line on it is the city limits line. The copy that has the blue line. Maybe Dale can help me out here a little bit. They want to tie into an existing line that they have that's by Heartland.
Yes.
And change it from 4-inch to a 6-inch, is that right?
That's correct. We. You didn't see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just connect onto that 6 inches right there where the 4-inch comes out, connect onto it. Question is whether we can come down that 320th street, get to the west side of the highway, and then we're going across country there. Gravel portion, street there, 320.
So the property owners have already given you permission, so.
Yeah, we do have the easements to cut.
It's just crossing the street, right?
Pardon?
It's just the water line across the street.
Yeah, yep. We have to come down 320th about, I think probably about 400 feet there.
Oh, okay, yeah.
We need to come down that, which is in the city portion of it.
Is our water main on that side also? We have a water. So are you gonna come,
On the west side.
once you go over and then be on the west side, then go down?
Yeah, we start there on the east where the fire hydrant is.
Mm-hmm.
And we're kind of up in the area about the north side, south side, 'cause the sewer's in there. So then we would head straight west. We'd cross the highway, we'd have to cross the city's water and the sewer, but we'll have ours inside of an encasement. So we can slide underneath yours. And get popped up into the private side. To the west. But we cross it underneath the city's water, I don't know about the sewer, because we don't know where what the depth is. Like I say, ours would be inside of an encasement, so we'd be able to dig up both sides of the highway and slide new in and out of the gap.
So does anybody have any concerns as, them going through there with that water service?
I mean, if we said no, where would they get it? So,
Well, the only difference is if instead of going through that way, that I think they would have to go down farther and.
We'd have to tap into the six, we currently, the house that's on the corner, we sweep around the back side of it. So we'd have to tap it, sweep down to the south, cross the highway, come back up on the west side. And
So it'd be more of an expense for the youth and shelter services is what they're. Basically the difference of whether we allow it to go where it, they would like to go with it, or if they go down farther and around.
and what it's allowing us to do is also loop the system. So that 6 inch that we're putting in, we're gonna tie it together with the main that's on there. So we can feed from both directions, which then would also help us if we had a problem, the city has a connection with us already.
Right.
So we could actually pull more water yet if we needed to help feed the city for some
Okay.
emergency.
Yeah, one of the things, we depend on them if we have a problem with water power, or if we lose water, so we get it from raw water. So I think giving them access is just goodwill.
Yeah, development goes out there if you guys do develop anymore.
So I don't,
that should.
Make it in a resolution or in a code. That they.
Yeah, I was just curious, if we develop further south of there. And we incorporate just hypothetically that field back behind there. How does that work then on people being able to tie onto there? Like they could buy the water from you, but we have to take the sewer. How does that?
When we do that with some other communities, where we provide the water, they provide the sewer. We actually have some communities where they provide the water and we provide the sewer. So it's just a matter of the meter readings. Like if we provide the water, we pass the readings on to the city for the sewer. Or the opposite, city of Stout, they provide the water. But they needed to put new meters in, so we helped put the new radio read meters in.
Yeah.
We have a system to read, we're already reading around the city, so we just. Pick up the meter readings for them, pass the meter readings on to the city, clerk, the city bills them for the water, and then we bill for the sewer.
So then the city wouldn't have to provide the meters for those. Is that what you're saying? If you guys would already have them? For
Yeah,
meter
we could, yes, we could provide the meter reading, the meters and the meter readings for you. Now, going further to the west, we're going across country, there's a cabin back in,
Mhm.
and they expressed being able to get a hydrant, put a meter back there for a hydrant, tap off this meeting. For that cabin, because we're gonna go right by that cabin.
Where's the capital? Is that city limits or is that out of city limits?
I think it's in city limits.
They don't have current cabins, utilities back there.
oh, okay.
Is that like?
Are they in the city limits?
Which one?
No.
I think they're
Mike's?
just beyond the cabin, so where they live,
Yes. It's Mike's.
I know it's farm ground or all the way around it.
Oh, okay.
There's some timber back.
How soon do you need an answer?
Well, we're gonna start doing the cross-country piece here in like 2 weeks or so. We'd like to see it.
Whether we move it to the work session.
Mhm.
hash it all out and figure what we need to. If I need any resolutions or anything for that to happen.
Yeah,
Cause like I say, we. already have
Would we wait until the 27th to be a problem?
the
we have-
27th.
We're do a work session, so I need to find out if we need to do a resolution for this to happen, or if it's just something that we just give the okay as a council.
Yeah, no, that's fine. And we talked about when I stopped in, maybe have to apply for a permit or something as well.
Yeah.
okay,
We're fine with that.
okay,
Okay.
all right, thank you.
What was your name?
My name is Raymond.
Raymond.
Spangenberg.
What was the last name?
Spangenberg,
Okay.
SPAN. GENBURG.
I have his card in the office.
Okay,
Mhm.
thank you.
I do have a couple bigger maps, but let me leave them for you for that.
Okay,
And
Oh,
I'm
that
willing to come back
great.
for tonight
yeah,
Okay.
as well, if that helps.
that would be
Yeah,
good.
that
Good.
would be awesome.
Helpful.
Answers our questions.
Yeah. So I'll just plan on coming back and I'll bring the maps with me.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, moving on, departments, water and road.
Roads have been completed in water. And a couple issues we got to take care of, so.
Good.
The tile project is completed. I don't know, did I jump again?
I think it's storm sewer improvement. We have it here on 10. We can talk about, we have storm sewer improvement. We can talk about that on 10, that being completed. Yeah. But on that road and everything's good?
Yep.
All right. Cemetery and parks, does anybody have anything on that? Moving on to library, Lord.
We're doing great. Our door count for this month was 316. And, we had 551 checkouts, 289 in the library and 262 with Bridget. Over the weekend, we hosted the vendor fair and, that went very well. And Pam Kaler presented us with a check for $460 for the library tonight.
Nice.
It was well attended and we had donations brought to the nonprofits as well, the library, and we had 76 people come through the library as well. So we were very happy with everything that happened there. We completed the annual survey report to the state, which was a whole report about 26 pages long of circulation, salaries, everything had to do with the library, how many books were bought, how many books were read, all that kind of thing. Always has to be done every year and that has been completed. I have talked to Dale, there's a grant that I'm going to work on and it's for how to help people with all kinds of disabilities so they're able to come to the library and things that we can do to help people. And one thing a lot of people have received grants for, or libraries have, are having handicap doors with the buttons. And so I thought that would be a great thing to have, because we have a lot of people with walkers or things like that. If the grant would pay for it, that would be, win-win for the city as well, for anyone using the facilities. Dale said, someone that we could talk to see what their cost would be, how that would work. That way I could write down those numbers and apply for that grant. The grant's due December 10th, so I want to kind of get on that soon here. But the grant is for $10,000 to $20,000.
Why was this place built without this?
Can't believe it passed inspection without it, with all the ADA requirements.
Good.
We've got
I don't know.
The ramp, but the doors,
But, yeah,
I know, I don't.
but the
know.
doors, I
Yeah,
mean,
but
if someone
not-
with a wheelchair, they can't. split
yeah,
it.
but not all buildings have to have a push button for ADA accessibility.
Oh,
That's changed.
yeah, with the cost thing.
But if we can get it, that would be great.
Yeah, it would be.
Alright.
So if you have any input on that too, or things that you know that I can put in a grant, you know, please let me know. I would be happy to write that up. It's a fairly easy grant, we got it a few years ago and we're able to get, we got a $5,000 grant and Aaron was here before me. Worked on that grant and I helped at the end of it. But they're very, very library friendly and wanting to get libraries money.
It'd be nice to get an estimate of what the cost would be, but if.
Right, that's why I
Grant
wanted
would be enough, or if there would be another grant that the city could apply for a portion of it.
Exactly, that's why I was thinking, Jill, if we could maybe have a meeting so that we would know the numbers for that and I can put that in the grant and.
Good. Thank you. Moving on to finance and economic development.
Well, the Boost Grant meeting will be before our work session.
Yep.
November 27th. 6:30. 6:30. So
In
we can,
here,
so we can get all the council members. We can only have 2 council members.
You could
So
only
it's
have two
either
council
2
members
or
on
all.
that?
No, we can have, we want all the council members here
Okay,
for input on what you envision the city. What you see what your vision of Cambridge is.
the meeting starting at 6:30.
And then 7:30, and then after that, it's going to the work. session.
Go into the work session after that.
Okay, I mean,
All right, thank you. Moving on to communication,
nothing.
nothing. Fire, you know anything, Dale, anything going on over there? Sold the Unimog, is that about the only thing?
Yeah, they had a couple training sessions.
Oh, yeah, we have a fitment.
I think we got 4 people interested in going through first responder class.
So how many do we have now? How many first responders do we have now? We,
That are just first responder, not fire, no EMS.
Everybody's fire. And
But how many of them also have EMS on top of fire?
so we can get those numbers later.
yeah, that's fine.
7 others.
7.
Okay.
That's-
Or more that are eager to go.
Thanks. Moving on, to police.
No.
All right. Moving on, number 10, future work session items. Number A is a blinking crosswalk signs. And I believe this is out at the end of 4th Street by 580th. Right there. Yep. Do you want to speak a little bit about what you found out on it or?
These things will face both ways to get the attention of traffic. Both ways, and the reason we're looking into this is there was a near miss, I guess you could call it. Or a mistake
okay.
where somebody come roaring up there, almost took out a kid.
Yep.
So,
Oh, no.
And it'll be a button on each side of the pole they can press and it'll alert the lights. So that-
Oh, they have those in. Yes, they're all over. Yes.
They're all over.
Yeah, I think the crossing guard leaves a little early out there and there's still kids coming from town
Yeah.
out there, you know, morning hours is still dark.
Or something.
So, yeah, we're gonna look in the roads budget and see where we're at. See if everybody's
But
On
this is
board with
a
it.
quick and easy fix, relatively
yeah,
inexpensive.
but they Bluetooth to each other, don't they?
This.
So there's no wiring, solar powered. Is there any more discussion? You want that on a work session? Does anybody want that on a work session? Yes.
Put that on the work session.
Oh, sure.
Look
Yep.
into it more.
Well, I think we should come up right now.
Then I feel like it's a cost.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they're gonna be beneficial. I think we have conversations, but kind of with stop signs, like, I see it in front of my house all the time. Kids just run in front of cars. College students do the same in Ames and they have
Yeah.
these, so, like Bobby said, I think. Adding this is gonna be beneficial, but I think having school crossing guards and stuff, I mean.
Still.
They don't work in Ames with college students who are 18 to 22 years old always, so.
Yeah. All right. Discuss that then. Did you have a cost on that deal?
What's that?
Do you have a cost on it? Was
It
there a
was
cost?
roughly, I wanna say 3,500.
Was it on that sheet?
It should have been on that sheet.
Oh, for both.
For both, for,
That's not,
So there's different options, push button activated. Add signs, no signs, arrows.
Yeah, we had some of that stuff, didn't we? We
Yeah,
had some
yeah.
signs and stuff. What was when you added it up?
Did it have costs on each one? Oh, yeah, it all depends on what all you add to your sign, there's adding
Oh,
costs, so
right.
you can make it be really fancy, or you can have it basic.
when did the near mishap happen? In the morning or afternoon?
I'm sure it was, yes, it was in the morning.
Morning.
All right, moving on to B Cemetery, looking at a possible urn wall.
The reason that we're looking at that right now, with our city cemetery, we only sell double plot.
Right.
Some people are one person, and lots of people are being cremated now. So it feels like it's kind of a waste of our land and our space. And somebody had mentioned that they make the urn walls.
Right.
That you can have put in your cemetery, and then people just have to buy the box, so I didn't know if. Maybe we could have somebody look into the cost of something like that, or
Right.
if we wanna delegate a portion of our cemetery to single plots. Rather than have to have them all double.
I think maybe looking into both,
Mhm. That's what
single
I-
and urn wall.
Yeah, cause I have some people come in and say, I just need a plot for me, I don't have anybody else that I,
Right.
to worry about burying, so.
Has anyone expressed interest in a urn wall?
No, somebody had just mentioned to me, the city, I don't know how many years ago, purchased extra land because we were running out of land at the cemetery. So this was one way we thought maybe we could conserve some of the space out there and make the land that we have last longer.
Right.
Evidently, urn wall was discussed at one time, I thought Dale said, and they're kind of expensive.
Yeah.
But looking at what we bring in for revenues, for cemetery plots is something to consider, I think.
Would there be a demand for it, like those who are choosing to be cremated right now? Like how?
I know a lot of cemeteries have them,
Okay.
just because they don't need a whole burial, but right
Yeah.
now it's $400 a plot.
Mhm.
And then we could base how many blocks are in a urn wall and kind of
Check
go
with
with
that
that
amount.
with that.
You said 400 a plot, but you have to buy two?
It
It
comes
only,
with two.
there only
Oh,
comes as
400 is for two.
is for two.
I thought it was 450.
No, it's 400.
400.
I think we need to look into
Pocket
raising the
50.
price. Because or check with other cemeteries what they're charging, this is pretty low, I think. And that's why we're getting so many people who want to,
Come over here.
right, so that's another option to look at.
Is there anybody that, well, we can decide that at the work session, but these are
Okay.
just some things to think about at a work session, if anybody wants to look into it a little bit and come up with some.
Let's put it on Mackey's plate.
Okay.
All right, moving on to sewer water service for the snowbirds.
So currently, the city's code. Has it so that if someone is going to be.
Going down south or just going.
Right, how it's worded in our code is what I was trying to remember. It's like a leave of absence type of thing that they don't have to pay. At all, for even a service fee for their water line and their sewer line to still be maintained. Checked around in some other cities and most cities charge at least the service. You can go ahead and be gone and we can discontinue the garbage. But those water lines and sewer lines still have to be maintained. So that was just something for us to consider if we want to change that in our code or not. That was just certain things we're finding that we're going through some code stuff. On how the city wants to handle that.
Put it on the work session?
Yep.
Okay. Now, the removal of bulk water rates. So no more. Anybody outside the city limits coming in and buying just water.
Well, we just ran into a problem this summer. We had a couple farmers do some bulk water rate and then Michael's was in town. And they needed that for boring, and Dale said if we have a dry summer, we could run into problem in our water situation.
If we get a bunch of
Yeah.
flood of people coming.
And it's kind of like, our community center, if we're gonna allow one person to have bulk water, then you're gonna have to allow any person that comes over to have bulk water. Does the city want to worry about that causing a problem for our city? Ames offers bulk water, so it's not that far out of the way.
So do we have to do a resolution saying we don't allow it?
Do we need to amend the code?
We have a bulk water rate in our code, so
Yeah.
yeah, we don't have to change.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yep. So that's another thing to consider.
Okay.
For the work session.
We're just going through the list and deciding what's on one section.
If you want to.
Okay, yeah, I think that works.
And we have information from other cities on that one, don't we?
Mhm.
That's the deal.
Mhm.
Ah. All right, everybody's favorite one, additional stop sign. Everybody wants more stop. signs.
So do you want to talk about it at the work session or?
I think so.
Yeah,
Cause I think we can overstop sign Cambridge and it's not gonna help.
right. Okay, we can talk about it.
But and find other alternatives. I'm not saying just like leave it as is, because clearly we have issues here in Cambridge. And Huxley police cannot be at every intersection 24/7, but clearly the stop signs are not working.
How's your
Well, there's-
force?
Say
How's your
what?
force? How's your force stop signs work?
Wonderful. It's like yield signs. Let's blow through it. If we don't see
Roundabout.
Huxley police around, then there's no stopping.
Put a roundabout, put a roundabout in there.
Yeah, that works so
So the
well.
problem is, on
Hey.
Race Street, we have kids walking,
Yeah,
and we have no sidewalks.
No sidewalk.
and
So
no
we need
sidewalks.
stop sign At least on Race Street, that's my opinion.
Yeah, they've had a close call down there at Second and Race, kid across the street right there. It's what, 6 blocks, 6 or 7 blocks of just.
Straight away.
straight
Well,
up.
and I think a lot of it too is we need to have further discussions about sidewalks in town.
So Joe, has the city of Huxley hired a second, like, is there 2 officers on duty, certain hours of the day or any part
I
of the
saw
day?
2 during today.
It depends on what's scheduled. Right now, we're down within the school. So, right now, the short, typically, yeah, during the day, there's.
Is there a way to maybe 2 or 3 days a week to plan an officer on that Race Street after school where kids are walking and there's no sidewalk?
So,
Cause that's a truck route, that's why we have the problem.
yeah,
Everything's set for anything.
yeah, I mean, we can target areas, we can. Figure out at least part where we can sit and watch them in their sections. I've sat on race and.
Mhm.
Ones that are intersected. There's not really a good place on the Fourth Street that's like. Quite that intersection.
Cause that's the issue. I see a lot on Fourth Street is the trucks. They don't wanna come to a stop and then have to, get back going. So they come to that slow stop and then just keep going.
Right.
So that's where I don't know if stop signs is the perfect solution. I feel like there's gotta be something else.
Now, I
out
did
there.
hear from two residents that said they, the stop signs at that intersection and our end of Graves helped a lot. Help stop people and slow them down.
Yeah,
So that's why Graves Street, but we can do this in the discussion.
Yeah.
If, we can figure out a time frame in this and that, maybe we can set tracks into certain day. Get up like a time frame. Once there is.
Moving on to the storm sewer project, completed, under budget,
Your budget, is it? I didn't know where it went up there, but
yeah.
literally the only thing we gotta do is show grass seeds fertilizer. So we're probably gonna purchase at this week if we can.
Okay.
Get a little down now, then redo it in the spring.
Okay. I think it was like 30, was it 32,000? It was under budget.
Buy a lot of grass.
Buy a lot of that. Just buy sod. Don't even buy the seed. Just buy the sod.
I think you have to talk to the ARPA grant people
Okay.
to see if we can keep it or what we can use it for. So that's a good work session topic.
Yeah,
They did a wonderful job.
I thought they did a really good job.
And where they dug, they marked it, so it's smooth and
Yep.
I was looking forward to a bump for the rest of my life. But that's okay.
Yeah.
I think we should add that to the list.
I was just curious what it would be now that we got a block there that they didn't do. I mean, if it was 30,000 or so under, how much more would it be just to
Do that.
finish it out? Now that we kind of got an idea of what it is.
Yeah, I'll check with the grant.
Put it on the work session. Moving on to the city council rules of procedure. Most of everybody turned that packet back in, had a chance to read through it. I was kind of hoping we'll have that on the work session. We'll just kind of read through them real quick. There's a couple, people had some different things. Just fine.
What each person's opinion is on what we want to keep and what we don't want to keep.
Sounds good.
Just good on that. Moving on, we met with the attorney. Maybe on Friday.
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 I guess on the Opera House, we're gonna move it to mitigation. And try to get that thing going, try to get some answers, try to get some completion to it, so. That is where he's gonna start that process now.
Did he give a timeline? Any
We're
timeline?
gonna start mediation in 30 days.
Yep.
Mediation, and then we'll see what we can get done.
See what we get done there.
Yep,
So I took some notes, I'll write those up and send them back, and then she can share those with everybody. That sounds good.
that's all I got.
For the city council rules of procedure, do we want to do that right now at the end of, a couple of our terms, or would you like to have the new council members put input on that?
I'm fine
I
with that
think-
also.
I don't know, I almost would think we do it now. We've all been doing this for at least a year now, where I don't know, I could see both sides, new perspectives, but somebody who's never done this, I mean, I couldn't have changed that stuff coming into this without ever doing it
There
before.
we go.
How about we send it to them and have them look it over, see if they want to put any input on it. I mean, they could share that. They could come to a work session
Yeah.
too.
Would be get older perspectives and new perspectives.
Yeah, just so maybe they feel like they at least have a little bit of buy-in, and
Sure.
it's gonna be implemented right before they start.
Any other Council comments, anybody else?
Just that we're having, we've formed a Jubilee committee. And this Friday, we're gonna have, it's called a hot beef Sunday. Instead of a hot beef sandwich, it's a hot beef Sunday. It'll be here at the community center on Friday evening. From 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock, so hopefully we can start getting our Jubilee Fireman Days. Back to where it once was. The committee's working really hard on, setting up some fundraisers and stuff for this. So we have lots of people in town who have donated desserts. For the meal, and a bunch of us ladies were here, yesterday afternoon doing all the potatoes and stuff to get them ready, so. Yeah, I'm excited about it. The final tables are set up already.
How much is it?
It's a free will donation.
Any further comments?
Guess the only thing that I guess I have a question if we can do, and then a kind of a plea to citizens of Cambridge, since it's on social media. I see a lot of posts on Facebook and stuff about people not happy with what we're doing or don't agree and stuff. So I don't know, one, if we can put a post on social media, again, just inviting people to our meetings and just say like, hey, before we actually vote on this stuff and you're unhappy, like come and talk about it. But then it pleaded the citizens of Cambridge, like you have a voice. That's why we have public comment. And so utilize the time we have during these meetings and don't just sit on social media
So what-
and complain.
One of the problems when they come to these meetings, if it's not on the agenda and they do public comment, we can't really discuss anything with them. It seems like maybe that's something we need to change.
And I agree with that. Like the last meeting, Dave had questions on the
Right.
chickens and I wasn't supposed to answer, but I went ahead and did.
And I don't know why we can't enter,
I think you can,
but so long as it's not on the agenda.
yes, there's no, you just can't take any action. You can choose whether you want to correspond with them or whether you want to just listen.
Well, they have to be put on the agenda.
That's
So
right,
a week,
okay.
by Tuesday or Wednesday prior to the council meeting and not being, 11 AM on Monday morning coming up here and demanding to be put on
Yeah,
the agenda to be heard.
yeah.
Or
I
if
just
they
want
come
to
a
find that
meeting-
balance to where people don't just come up here
a meeting
and don't feel like they have a voice.
That's
So,
so we can actually put them on the next month's agenda so that we can.
Yeah, well, that's in the rules of procedure, how to get on the agenda.
right,
It is.
but some small stuff, like, do
Right.
you really need to go on the agenda to ask one question about an ordinance?
Right.
So,
But yeah.
that's something maybe we can look at, but
Right.
just encouraging people, not
No,
to come down and ask those questions and, or voice your opinions even. You can read the agenda beforehand and voice your
Right.
opinions in public comment, but, so we get the whole perspective. We just don't get the angry people in emails
right.
after we voted, so.
And
Just
then
wanted to put that out there.
All our contact is on the web. so
Yeah.
They can call us.
Exactly. Email, I've gotten emails, phone calls.
There you go, I'm home.
Barb zone.
So just wanted to remind people, you can come down here, you can contact us, but, do it before we vote and you're upset, so.
Yeah, because we're not like a big city, we don't have big agenda.
Right.
We're just trying to maintain.
Exactly.
Was it ever?
It's always been
I got
great.
much here. It's always been peaceful.
All right, is there any further council comments? I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Ayes have it, meeting adjourned. Thank you.